Hey, what's up, my Dragon Legion? How y'all been? So, Dragoons, today we are going to be doing a CardFight Vanguard deck profile of a deck update of my new and improved style of Narukami Eradicator Sweet Command Strike deck profile. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say something real quick. I just want to give a quick shout out to MCO40, aka Vanguard 40, who not too long ago, at the time this video was first being recorded, maybe a little bit longer, but not too much longer, at the time this video was first being uploaded, he recently took Eradicator Sweet Command to ARG not too long ago, and he actually got second place with that build. And congratulations to Robbie Cole, that very good job, man. And after that his deck profile of him showcasing that deck, I decided to take up a couple changes to my build, and based upon what he said a little bit, with a little bit of my own twist here and there, a little bit such. And I'm really happy with how this build is such. I'm really happy how this build is, and he gave a really great explanation of how Sweet Command can be right now in today's Vanguard, which is actually pretty nice and interesting. At the same time, I want to take on my own little twist of the build and make up a couple changes that are a little different compared to how he showcased the build, like build such. But nonetheless, it's still a nice, fun build, and I'm really happy with how this build is such. One thing I want to point out real quick is that the really cool thing about this style of Eradicators compared to back then is that Eradicators don't really need their sub-clans to beat their damage as much as there used to be, thanks to the stride mechanic, and by using the grade 3 Eradicators that don't need the Eradicators being damaged to use abilities, this deck can take off very well, very fast, and it can do a lot of crazy things, and it is just a heavy-duty deck that you do not want to mess around with. However, and of course, you do want to keep in mind, this is a Eradicator deck, so you do want to play a good portion of Eradicators, but at the same time, with the way how this deck is, you can actually get away with playing with a lot of non-Eradicators, and that can function just fine, as you would normally expect. So yeah, a really fun, cool deck, and I'm really happy to have this deck the way it is right now. I'm really happy that I was able to pick up Eradicators, especially being able to be a diehard Eradicator player myself. For those of you who are just here to net deck, I did leave the deck list in the description down below. For those of you who are just here to net deck, I only ask that you drop a like on your way out. It really means a lot to me. And with that being said, let's move on straight to the deck profile, shall we? Alright, start off with your starting Vanguard. Still play one copy of him. We played two copies of him because he is that crucially important for this deck right here. Eradicator first under Dracokid. His ability is when a rear guard on your opponent's side field is retired, you can put him to solo your Vanguard, and you do look at the top 10 cards of the top of your deck and superior ride into your Sweet Command Dragon, which is pretty much your ideal Vanguard that you want to utilize the most. And what makes Sweet Command, but what makes first Thunder Dracokid so great is that you can even use this ability even if your Vanguard is currently in stride. And the rule with stride is if you want superior ride, even if your Vanguard is in stride, you can actually do that. Even if you have, like, let's say Conquest going on and you have a Dragokid going on that's allowing you to superior your ride into a Sweet Command Dragon, you can actually do that. The only thing you gotta keep in mind of is when you superior ride, the stride that was previous on immediately goes face up to your extra deck immediately, as if it was the end of your turn immediately. But that's the only thing you gotta keep in mind of. Other than that, this is a really nice concept ability that just allows you to just get multiple attacks in, and you can even activate this ability even during the end of your battle. So let's say your stride unit or whatever the unit is done attacking, and you're not gonna attack that unit no more. Attack with something else that allows you to get a retirement ability afterwards, and then immediately afterwards you go on to your Sweet Command Dragon, and your Sweet Command Dragon just happens to have some really nice abilities that combos off with your Spark Kid as well, which is not Spark Kid, First Thunder Kid as well. So there's a lot of great interesting combos you can do with these cards nonetheless. And now for the trigger lineups, for the triggers, we have, of course, your 4 obviously heals, no explanation needed with heals. And then we are playing the most typical generic trigger lineup that most people occasionally play. The four draws, and we are playing the 8 criticals as well right here. Now this is very important for this trigger lineup right here because you want to be able to inflict as much damage as fast as possibly can. This isn't a deck that has the one weakness this deck does kind of suffer, I may have noticed, is it's one of the only few decks right now that doesn't really have that great recovery, despite the great advantages this deck also has. So while you don't have that great recovery, you do make up by having that aggressive power of heavy retirement, and also have these heavy amount of attacks. So you want the critical triggers to help you go with your heavy attacks, so you can land in your big heavy attacks as fast and your heavy hits as fast as you possibly can. The more likely you hit your hits, the more likely you will have of succeeding and be able to be that much closer to winning and succeeding when you get big plays. While also draws are still important, because you are also going to be playing Dragonic Descendant in this deck as well, who also coexist with your key combos as well. So it's all very important that you get your triggers going as well, criticals for the heavy hits, and your draws in order to get your draws going as well. So we're playing all Eradicator triggers because, again, as I mentioned earlier, even though you can get away with a good portion of your deck not being Eradicators, there are some things in particular that will require Eradicators. So it is very important that you still make a good portion of your deck still Eradicator base, just so you can pay the cost for with Eradicators to do your certain things. And that's it for the trigger lineups for the grade 1 lineup. For grade 1s, we have 4 of the Eradicator Perfect Guards. The unflipped Perfect Guards are better, but again, as I mentioned, we do want those extra Eradicator names for whatever, in case we need Eradicator names. So this is good for that reason. And then next set, we play 4 Mighty Bolt Dragoons, just your instant stride. You do want to see striding. If you can't stride, it's not the end of the world. You can still do a lot of great things if you can't stride, but having Mighty Bolt Dragoon that helps you get easier access stride definitely helps out a lot. So that's why we were playing max of him, so we can have some more stride access. And then next up, we play 2 copies of Deadly Eradicator Yahoo. He's very important with this deck right here, because even on your grade 2s and a little bit of your grade 3s, we'll be doing the most of the heavy retirement abilities. It is great that he's there, just be for additional Eradicator, and also in case if you do need the additional backup in order to allow you to get more retire off. Just the ability where he goes your soul after you ride to a grade 3 Vanguard and then allow you to retire from a guy definitely helps us deck out a little bit, especially considering the fact that your Sweet Command Dragon's cost does require you to Soul Blast a little bit in order to use his Limit Break ability. So yeah, this guy can definitely combo with some nice good plays here and there. And since we are doing some stuff with the Soul, speaking of which, we played 2 Rising Phoenixes, just Soul Blast 2, draw 1, another grade 2 special right there. And then and all the grade 1s, 1 copy of Eradicator Eggelm Dracokid, or Eggy as I like to call him for short. I ended up cutting him down to 1 instead of 2 or 3, because as Robbie explained, you don't really need the 3 or 2 copies of the instant limit breaks as much as you need no more. Really, only 1 is all you really need, and with limit break based decks relying on striding more oftenly, you rarely need the limit breaks too oftenly, and occasionally you do end up getting your limit breaks a lot easier and a lot more consistent than you normally would expect. So only one of these guys is only really necessary right now at the moment, because you see a lot of limit break plays very oftenly, and of course you are going to be striding more oftenly. So having instant limit breaks don't really seem that efficient as they used to be no more. I mean, it's good to have at least 1 just in case, but they don't really seem really too necessary right now at the moment, at least. And that's it for the grade 1s. Now for the grade 2s. For grade 2s, we play 4 copies of Dragonic Deathscythe. He's pretty much your old school Blaster Blader for a deck like this. Count as 2, we just call it Vanguard Rearguard Circle. Pop off a grade 2 or less rearguard your pro controls. Just another card that allows you to pop off some rearguards. It's also a really great ability that allows you to pick off those annoying foreigners you don't want to deal with. He's very great for situations like that. And if not, worst case scenario, he's always great for getting rid of those other annoying rearguards you don't want to deal with. Just as long as, of course, they're less than grade 2 or less, which commonly most units you don't want to deal with are those grades, so he definitely becomes very useful. His ability is kind of costly at one perspective, but however, we are playing a deck that's not Eradicator based, and there are a lot of rearguards we do want to pop off as fast as we possibly can. So Deathscythe does become very necessary. And speaking of pop off rearguards, We played 3 copies of Venusaur, Eradicator, Cho-hu's. There's not as much Eradicators as there used to be, or else I'd be playing 4 of him, but there is not as much, so 3 of him should be just fine. Cho-hu is just additional backup for Dragonic Deathscythe. He's just another unit that's just that by just calling Rearguard Circle or Vanguard Circle, by just taking a Eradicator Rearguard to solo your Vanguard, you can pop out a front row unit of your choice for free. So these guys can allow you to just make some combo offs where you just pop off some Rearguard left to right, back into the center, all that etc. Such. These guys are just a lot of fun, and you can just tear up the field here and there all day long. And finally, probably in my opinion, the best grade 2 for a deck like this, and a Eradicator Street Command Stride deck, and that is 4 copies of Voltage Horn Dragon. One of you Dragoons actually suggested me to try this out, and I'm definitely trying that out in the deck, and it's been working a lot better than I thought it would be. Voltage Horn Dragon, he's being boosted while he's attacked, GB1, you can count as 1, if you do, your opponent chooses one of his or her rearguards to be retired of his or her choice, and it gets binding over here. Now, why is this card the best important card of the entire deck? Well, it's because not only its ability that allows you to retire off some more rearguards, but it's an ability that allows you to go off during the battle phase. So, this allows you to go off with your first kid, Dracokid's ability during the battle phase right there. So attack with your Vanguard such, when your Vanguard's done attacking, he's not able to stand on and such. Attack with your Voltage Horn Dragon while he's being boosted, then his ability will go off, counterblast 1, retire 1, and then his ability will go off, put him in the Solar Vanguard, and you'll potentially get a Sweet Command out of nowhere, and then after this guy is done battling, your Sweet Command can go right off and go for the attack right there. So he has assisted with a lot of big huge power plays, and he has just allowed this deck to do a lot of big huge crazy power plays and just allow you to just go in there for the kill a lot faster and a lot easier. And that right there was the grade 2 lineup. Now for the grade 3s. For the grade 3s, we are playing 4 Dragonic Eradicator Dragonic Descendant. My all-time favorite Eradicator of all Eradicators. Limit break 4, if his attack's not hit, count last 1, pick 3 Eradicators, stand right back up, and he can attack one more time with having one more critical, which is mostly what he's in there for. His other abilities are fine, which are, I guess, but you mostly want him for his first ability or such, especially during a late game and when your opponent has 4 or 5 damage and such. When your opponent has 4 damage, they will be forced to sometimes even block the attack. If they don't block the attack, and if they do block the attack, they'll be forced to not let the attack go through. And if they don't let the attack go through, then they'll pay for it hard. This guy will stand right back up, and you can potentially just go in there with some massive damage to your opponent, with them having the 1 more critical, and with all the nice combos you can also do with this deck right here, especially that he combos off with first Thunder. I always get his name mixed up. First Thunder Dracokid. There we go. I'm just gonna say Dracokid from now on. He combos out with Dracokid very well, along with your other retirement abilities, to where you can just get some heavy retirement going on and such, get some heavy attacks going in, and potentially with a combo with him attacking twice, then with a combo with your Dracokid, you can then superior right into a Sweet Command Dragon, and then have an additional attack where you get 3 attacks out of 1 Vanguard in a Eradicator deck. Yeah, Eradicators have an ability like that. If that's not absurd, if that is not crazy, I don't know what is not crazy. I don't know what is crazy right now. Whew. And of course, your idea key card of the entire deck, and that is 4 Eradicators, Sweet Command Dragon. Sweet Command Dragon, Limit Break 4, Counter Blast 2, and Soul Blast 2. When he's when one of your opponent's rearguards has been retired, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, run, retire it, and this unit gains 5,000 power. Also, when it's first place in Vanguard Circle, choose a Eradicator from Rearguard Circle. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rearguards front row, and retire it. So, as I mentioned earlier, this ability combos off with your Dracokid very well. Use your superior right ability to get a free retirement by just soul blasting Eradicator rearguard, and so this guy get the retire one off. Then use this guy's ability to get a free draw, get another retirement, and make this guy an even heavy duty, stronger unit to just ram right into your opponent, especially that he combos off with Descendant afterwards, and he just comes out with even more stronger power, and he just baits out, destroys out your opponent's options, and he can just annihilate some options and just even potentially get you some big, huge, powerful games stuff. And even if you don't get some combos like that going off like that, if you just regular ride him for right now, the moment, he is still good for that as well. He still has the nice ability, like even if you can't get the Loom Break going, he still has the nice ability of Soul Charger, Eradicator, pop a front row rear guard. He still has the possibility of using the Loom Break, and he's just an all-around great card that just allows you to set yourself up with some really nice, interesting options here and there. It is still a great card nonetheless, and what's really great about him is that unlike most other Eradicator grade 3s, with the exception of the Break Ride ones, he's probably one of the only few Eradicator grade 3s that specifically do not require any specific Eradicators for his first ability in order. Well, okay, I take that back. I was going to say he's the only Eradicator that doesn't require a Eradicator to do stuff, but I just remember his second ability. So, ignore what I just said right there. And that is it for the main board right there. Now for the strides. For the strides, we have obviously your 4 Conquest Dragon, probably the best stride unit for Narukami in general. This guy is just too good and to play up, especially in a deck like this. Next up, we have two Lightning Dragonized Zoras. Just like Voltage Horn Dragon, he's also a card that also allows you to combo off with your Dracokid as well. It's on-hit retirement ability, so without using Voltage Horn Dragon, you can, if this attack is a hit, and if this attack lands hit, you can use Dragokid's ability immediately and potentially get your Sweet Command Dragon right out of nowhere. If I had more copies of him, maybe I would play him at max copies of him, at maximum, but you can play just 2 of him, and he would work just fine in a deck like this, just perfectly fine. Probably would be better 4 of maybe, but again, if you only have two in a deck like this, 2 is just fine as long as you have the right replacements. And speaking of the right replacements, here is something I'm currently messing around with this build right here, and it's actually doing not bad so far, and I really like it. And that is a 2 of True Eradicator Finish Blow Dragon. And, what's really nice about this bad boy right here is that he is just a nice, interesting card that combos all of this deck right here. Even if you don't land this guy as a hit, it's not the end of the world. But what he does is, for those of you who do not know, his ability is GB2 GB2 Counterblast 1. Choose a face down. I'm sorry. It's late at that night. Anyways, his activates his ability to flip a card, whatever such, and then he gets the ability to end of turn. The ability of whenever one of your opponent's rear guards is retired because of one of your card effects, he'll gain 1 critical and 5,000 power until end of turn. And this dude, in a deck like this, when you're doing a lot of heavy retirement ability, he becomes very massive very quickly. If you retire at least 2 rear guards with this alone, this dude by himself becomes a 36 attacker with 3 crits on his own, and that's only by himself, and ignoring what you get on your triple drive. Also, that's only considering if you only retire 2 rear guards. If you retire more than that before you battle, this card just becomes a big, huge, heavy-duty mess for your opponent to deal with, especially during late game, when you especially know that your opponent is all out of resources to defend off your attacks. This card just becomes a heavy-duty mess, and even if your opponent somehow blocks off this card's attack, no problem. You got your Dracokid that will potentially allow you to superior ride afterwards, and most likely after that, your Sweet Command Dragon should be able to finish the job off quickly afterwards, such because by then, if they survive after this attack, you'll either win after turn after this attack is not hit when you get Sweet Command going, or the turn afterwards when things go on your favor very well. And yeah, Dragoons, that right there was my Eradicator Super Command Stride deck profile, new and improved deck update and such. I'm really happy how the build is right now at the moment. One moment, there are probably a couple of changes I would do to the deck when I get things worked out, but for nonetheless, I am happy with how it is, and it has been very successful as of late, and I'm very glad I was able to pick this deck right back up. I'm very glad that most of these Eradicators were all extra cards I've had reserved, and I was able to play with them the way they are right now, and yeah, the deck is just lots of fun. I enjoy playing it very much. And with that being said, let me know, Dragoons, think about this deck profile in the comment section down below, and I will see Dragoons around. Hope you Dragoons enjoy this video. Please leave a like and a favorite if you did, and share this video with other people. It really helps me out a lot. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. Subscribe to become part of the Dragon Legion Alliance. And I'll see you Dragoons another day. Christian Dragoon, sign out. Peace.